Good evening. There is one small step for a man, one giant leap for mankind, once said by Neil Armstrong. Welcome to BMZ News Live, presented by Al Hilal Hospitals and Medical Centers English News. Myself, Shana Sultana, joining you with the daily news updates. Today's headlines. His Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa issued circular on the Eid al-Adha holidays. 2. Bahrain participated in Conference of Non-Aligned Movement Parliamentary Network. Bahrain aims to double number of trees by 2035. Saudi Arabia announced $2,665 fine for illegal Hajj pilgrims. Dubai named as best student city in Middle East. Today's news in detail. His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister issued circular on the Eid al-Adha holidays. His Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, the Crown Prince and Prime Minister yesterday issued a circular regarding the Arafah and the Eid al-Adha holidays. According to the circular, the kingdom's ministries and public institutions will be closed on the day of Arafah and on Eid al-Adha corresponding to 8 to 11 July respectively. As Saturday is already an official holiday, Tuesday, 12th July will be given in line, the circular added. LMRA inspected work sites in Muharraq. The Labour Market Regulatory Authority LMRA conducted an inspection campaign which targeted a number of work sites in the government of Muharraq. The clampdown was coordinated with the Nationality, Passports and Residence Affairs of the Ministry of Interior and Muharraq Governorate. The campaign resulted in raising several offences related to violations of LMRA law and Immigration Authority, and necessary legal measures were taken. The campaigns reflect the ongoing effects exerted by LMRA, MOI and other government bodies for the betterment of the work environment. The drive also aimed to address LMRA close monitoring and practices that affect the competitiveness, flexibility and justice of the labour market, not to mention their negative impact on the social security. LMRA stressed the pivotal role of society in supporting the government's efforts in preserving the economic, social security and health stability. Additionally, the public has been urged to report any labour market violations and irregular migrant workers. Bahrain participated in Conference of Non-Aligned Movement Parliamentary Network. First Deputy Chairman of the Shura Council, Jamal Mahmoud Fakhrou, yesterday participated in the opening session of the Parliamentary Network of the Non-Aligned Movement conference held here in the presence of the Azeri President Ilham Aliyev, themed boosting the role of national parliaments in promoting global peace and sustainable development. The conference was attended by the representatives of the parliaments of the 10 non-aligned movement member states, in addition to the heads and representatives of 9 international parliamentary organizations. Major sustainable infrastructure projects discussed. Works Minister Ibrahim bin Hassan Al Hawaj received Sustainable Development Minister Noor bint Ali Al Khulaif and reviewed major joint projects focusing mainly on sustainable infrastructure schemes. The drive is in line with the wide-ranging development drive led by His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, with the support and follow-up of His Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, the Crown Prince and Prime Minister. Al Khulaif stressed His Majesty the King's care accorded to sustainable development projects, particularly the priorities and programs of the government chaired by His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister. Al Hilal Hospitals and Medical Centers, Bahrain's COVID updates.
COVID updates brought to you by Al Hilal Hospital and Medical Centers.
Empowering youth vital to groom future leaders. Empowering Bahrain youth ahead of national polls later this year will usher a new era of future community leaders. To that end, a platform was needed to launch youth parliamentary work initiatives and programs in partnership with community, youth and rights organizations, said newly appointed Social Development Minister Osama Al-Asfour, a former Shura Council Secretary General. Livestock shipment sent back over goatpox fears. A shipment of livestock has been returned by Bahrain after the animals were suspected to be infected with the goatpox virus GPV. The 2,520 lambs and 500 sheep were found to be sick on arrival from the African country, according to the Municipalities Affairs and Agriculture Ministry's Animal Wealth Directorate's Animal Control Section. Bahrain aims to double number of trees by 2035. The number of trees in Bahrain is set to be doubled by 2035 as 250,000 trees are expected to be planted annually across the kingdom. The nation's strategic afforestation plan was highlighted during the World Urban Forum organized every 2 years by the UN Human Settlements Program to examine rapid urbanization and its impact on communities, cities, economies, climate change and policies. Bahrain's human rights achievements prized. Foreign Minister Dr. Abdul Latif Al-Zayani chaired the 33rd meeting of the High Coordination Committee for Human Rights. Members of the committee and representatives from the National Institution for Human Rights and the civil society took part in the meeting. Now we shall go for a short commercial break.
All your favorite products under one roof in Bahrain at 27-year-old Megamart and Macromart. Bakery, fresh meat and fish, fruits and vegetables, sweets and snacks, ready-to-eat foods, dairy products, grocery or consumer goods. Megamart and Macromart, full of goodness.
Welcome back. 22 tax violation cases detected. 22 value-added tax VAT violations have been spotted as part of the Industry and Commerce Ministry's inspection campaigns. In collaboration with the National Bureau of Revenue, NBR, inspectors visited 40 commercial establishments in all 4 governorates to check if they are compliant with VAT regulations. Eco-friendly buses started operating at Saudi's Medina Airport. Environmentally friendly buses started operation at Prince Mohammed International Airport in Medina on Thursday. This is the first time eco-friendly buses, which are fully powered by electricity, are being operated at any of Saudi Arabia's airports. The buses are equipped with many advanced technical features, facilities including 4 cameras to document all information and happenings taking place inside. The buses are about 9 meters long and can cover more than 300 kilometers before recharging, which takes less than 2 hours. The SAS Saudi American Solar buses are characterized for being very quiet and preserving the environment, and they do not emit any pollutants, especially carbon. The bus has an advanced and highly efficient air conditioning system from the inside, as well as display screens that show all the details of the journey. The bus has an area designated for people with special needs, which gives them the feature of safe self-mobility. Saudi Arabia announced $2,665 fine for illegal Hajj pilgrims. Saudi Arabia has announced that anyone who attempts to perform Hajj without a permit will be fined 10,000 riyals, which is $2,665. Security forces will be deployed inside all holy sites as well as on all roads leading to them to ensure adherence to regulations during the Hajj season, Public Security spokesperson Sami Al-Shuwairek said. He also said that security forces arrested 19 people for the fraudulent advertisement of Hajj services such as performing the ritual on behalf of others. According to Al-Shuwairik, the services offered via advertisements on social media and a website included providing and distributing sacrifices for pilgrims and arranging transportation. The kingdom will allow 1 million pilgrims from inside and outside the country to participate in this year's Hajj after it had sharply decreased the number of pilgrims due to the coronavirus pandemic. Dubai named as best student city in Middle East. London was crowned the world's best student city in spite of languishing close to the bottom of the list for affordability. The UK capital topped the QS Best Student Cities ranking 2023 for the fourth year in a row. In the Middle East, Dubai was the highest ranked and came 51st overall. QS Sindons ranks 110 cities around the world. Of these, 58 improved, 6 remained stable and for population more than 250,000. The results are based on the opinions of 98,426 students regarding their time spent in a given city. Taxi fares in Sharjah to vary based on fuel prices from July 1st. Starting July 1st, taxi fares in Sharjah may increase or decrease based on the fuel prices announced by the UAE Ministry of Energy. The Sharjah Roads and Transport Authority SRTA said the meter flag down rate will be increased or decreased every month depending on the fuel prices. The UAE's Fuel Price Committee announces fuel prices at the end of every month. This has been the practice since August 2015 when the country decided to align for local fuel prices with global oil rates. Petrol prices in the UAE have jumped over 56% since January 2022 due to an increase in global crude oil prices, especially after the Russia-Ukraine war in February. Oman's weather likely to be affected by depression in India. Air depression may be formed in northern India on Saturday, July 2, 2022, which will lead to the flow of clouds towards the Sultanate of Oman, said Oman Meteorology. Forecasts indicate the formation of an air depression in northern India on Saturday, which will lead to the flow of clouds towards the atmosphere of the Sultanate of Oman from Sunday, with the activity of local clouds and thunderstorms over the Al-Hajar Mountains, Oman Meteorology said in a statement. WHO warned of monkeypox risks. The World Health Organization's WHO says sustained transmission of monkeypox worldwide could see the virus begin to move into high-risk groups such as pregnant women, immunocompromised people and children. WHO said on Wednesday it was investigating reports of infected children as well as following up reports in Spain and France. None of the cases in children have been severe. The virus has now been identified in more than 50 new countries outside the countries in Africa where it is endemic. Cases are also rising in those countries, calling for testing to be ramped up. I am concerned about sustained transmission because it would suggest that the virus is establishing itself and it could move into high-risk groups, including children, the immunocompromised and pregnant women, said WHO Chief Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus in an online briefing from Geneva. With this, we come to the end of today's news. Stay tuned for daily news updates in BMC News Live English at 7:30 p.m. Thank you so much for watching. Signing off by Shana Sultana. Good night.